Well, when it rains, it pours, doesn't it, Steve?
It sure does. I'll tell you, it definitely doesn't stop here at our house.
We had some issues with our new puppy, Sammy. She had her urinary tract infection, and
That's
she
right.
gave me Lyme disease from a tick.
Ooh.
And then once we're getting over that, Steve was rushing off to work, as he often is. And
And as I looked on the ground, I see a puddle of water, and it hadn't rained in a few days, and
it's inside the
it's
garage.
in the garage. I mean, it could have dripped off my car, but then I looked up, and what I saw was water dripping from the ceiling of the garage. Not a good sign.
Not a good sign at all. So, of course, my first thought was that he had just gone to the bathroom and flushed the toilet, and I thought, okay, something's wrong with the toilet. Plus, I
Right.
had noticed the toilet had been making noises like it was filling with water, but it almost sounded like quiet, like it was attempting to fill with water, but I really didn't hear a lot of water. But
Yeah.
that was a
and-
new thing.
Right, and I was days away waiting for my day off to be able to replace the inside, what controls the water. But this was a more serious leak than that, so we had to find a plumber.
And of course, it's Friday, so if we don't find one instantly, it's weekend rates, overtime rates.
Emergency rates, yeah, all of that. It was not a good situation, but
Fortunately, Steve was able to find someone. It's a miracle.
yeah, it was a miracle. And this gentleman had a 5-star rating on Yelp and Google reviews, and it was just amazing. And you have to realize that it is Friday, and it was a miracle that I was able to get this guy to come over in an hour.
It was under an hour. He was conveniently down the road. And I mean, it couldn't have worked out better because he was super,
Right.
super nice. One of the nicest
Oh,
workmen
he
we've
was.
ever.
And he felt very honest in his quote and what he said he was going to be able to do and how he walked through it with us. But we were surprised when we found out what the problem was.
Well, it was the toilet. It was two problems. We did not build this house,
Right.
but the problems were it was a very cheap toilet, the cheapest toilet you get. The flapper that
Yeah.
causes it to not refill with water constantly was broken. We don't know why. We don't know how. He didn't really show if it was cracked or whatever. He just said the flapper was broken and the
Right,
seal
right.
was not thick enough. It was a wax ring seal where in the bottom of the toilet
Right,
was
right.
too short with
Yeah.
with the tile.
With every toilet, it sits on a wax ring, and that kind of is a seal between water going down and it staying in the pipe. So when the wax ring is too small, water gets outside of that ring, and when that happens, then it starts hitting the ceiling below your toilet. And so that's the problem that we had. So they had to cut out dry.
I'm going to show the whole process at the end of our talking, where you could just see. I'm going to put it to music, and you can see the water damage to them cutting it out to replacing it and painting.
Right. So they cut out the drywall because obviously it was wet, and then replaced the toilet. And the gentleman, the plumber, knows about toilets, and he talked about a really good toilet that they had at Home Depot, which really wasn't that outrageous, and his price to put it in, take out the old one, put in the new one, and dispose of it was pretty reasonable.
It was about $400. As we said in the title, it said most Americans can afford a $1,000 emergency. They used to say $400 emergency, but with
Right.
inflation now they're changing
Yeah.
it to $1,000. I think it says that 56% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency, and this is just over $1,000
Right.
with $400 for that. And now we did get a new toilet.
Right, exactly. Phew. That was a costly experience, and we'll be eating ramen for the next week, from that. But now we had the drywall replaced, which is another expense.
And then the first quote for painting the ceiling was $1,000 just to paint the ceiling, and I said that's ludicrous. I'll paint
Right.
it myself. Are you kidding me?
Right, we could paint it.
$1,000 to paint it. I know ceilings are challenging, but
Right.
there was no way I was paying
Yeah,
$1,000.
that was just out, and that's with us buying the paint. So that was outrageous.
So in the end, I think we're giving him $750 plus the $400, so it's what is that, $1,150 plus the paint, so it's about $1,200 for the total repair.
Right. Yes, exactly. And
We got a new toilet. It is chair height. I had never heard of this until I started watching. Our friends, but they always talk about chair height toilets. I've never heard of this, and that's what this plumber pushed for us to get a chair height toilet.
Right.
Now I'm short, so to me, my feet barely touch the ground on the new toilet.
So also, the plumber said that this toilet is guaranteed to be able to flush a bucket of golf balls, which I thought was interesting, that what it's flushing is measured in golf balls. But anyway,
And Steve being Steve wanted to test that theory, but there's no way. There's no way we're going to do that.
Yeah. So anyway, it was installed, and it's a beautiful, wonderful experience. And you know,
And I'll be at the end of this video where we show the whole steps of the whole process.
right now it's been painted. It looks wonderful, beautiful. You can't even tell where the water was leaking, the drywall was cut out, but you can't tell where he matched the drywall and seamed it off. So I mean, it was a really good job. I'm really happy with it. It's just that it was very costly.
The paint matches perfectly. No one will ever know
Right.
that it leaked, but now we have a new toilet, and we're
Yeah.
waiting for the next crisis, right?
Oh boy, we're certainly
They're
waiting
just
for the
boom,
next,
boom, boom, right
next
out.
shoe to drop. We'll see what happens.
Always fun in our household. And Steve said that's called
Life. That's what happens. Whether
That's
you're
called
old
life.
or you're young, challenges are going to happen every day, and it's all about how you handle the challenges. You know, are they big challenges that you're just going to lose your mind over, or are they challenges that you may lose your mind over, but you get over it and, you move on. Remain calm. Take it easy.
And I always say, did you enjoy Hawaii? Because that toilet was our Hawaiian vacation. We don't go on a lot of vacations.
That's funny. There was a lot of water involved.
So every time we have some crisis or buying Sammy was our cruise, right? Instead
That's right.
of going on vacation, we got Sammy because
And we're
she,
still cruising.
yeah, we are cruising because she is a pricey pup.
I'll tell
That was surprising.
Yes.
All of the expenses
Yes. Yes.
with the pup. So Steve's rushing off to work once again to keep paying for these unexpected expenses, and this is
Yeah.
pushing retirement back in another 6 months.
Yeah, I think I'll be 85 now by the time I retire.
So until we see you again,
Remember, take it easy.
and remember,
Thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Tell your friends.
share them with your friends. Hey, if you enjoy them, if you think Sammy's funny, she puts a smile on your face, she'll put a smile on your friend's relative's face. So go ahead and please share those videos, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.